So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dad here from MR4 Games, and today I've got a fan request. So we have got this request in from Luke Schultz, and that was to make an Earthbound Immortal competitive deck that did not rely on the Sun and Moon Dragon. Before we get started, please like, comment and subscribe so you do not miss out on any of the profiles, but not to mention any of the little polls that I put up on a daily basis as well, just to get your input, your thoughts, and get you guys more involved with the channel itself. We want to be growing together as a general team. So, with that all being said, I'm going to take you through this competitive Earthbound Immortal deck, and on top of that I've also tried to keep it as budget or as cheap as I possibly can. If you do have more money and you want to put more into this deck, you can swap out certain cards as well. So, without further ado, let's take you through the profile and show you how it runs. Now, we play 3 different Earthbound Immortals. I'm going to try and get the names right. There's probably 1 that I can get right and 2 that I won't. So, Piscu, Kararaya, and Kakapakapu. Now, that's the only one I can pretty much get right. So each of these have their own unique effects, and each of them become the main boss monster. Now, the main one you want to play around is Kakapakapu, purely because it allows you to attack directly for 3k. If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you then get to do equal damage to that destroys monster's attack, and they can't attack this card as well. Kaguraya, if there is no face-up field spell, these all destroy themselves, so you've got to be very, very careful on that one. Your opponent cannot select this card as an attack target. This card can attack your opponent directly. When this card is destroyed by a card effect, except its own destroy all cards on the field, so it's a nice little board wipe. And then Aspeler Piscu, when this card is removed from the field, except by its own effect, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls and inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each of them. So if you have a way of getting this off the field, so it might be old text, so I need to check the exact wording, but if it's removed from the field, so like if it gets like linked off or anything like that without it being its own effect, it's then just going to go, alright, burn, 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 burn. And sometimes that's going to be enough to win you games in time. So these are your 3 boss monsters. This is the main target you want to go for. These 2 are just nice additional plays as well. We then play 2 Earthbound Greater Lion Walker. Now, there is a combo between this guy and the Kakapakapu that basically allows you to go into this guy, put your opponent's life points down to 3k, and then swing with Kakapakapu and pretty much game them. So if you control a synchro monster or monsters and have a synchro monster or monsters in your graveyard, and you special summon this card from the hand. During the main phase, you can add 1 Earthbound Immortal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If Earthbound Immortal monster is normal summoned while this monster is on the field, you can make your opponent's life points 3,000. Only use the effect once per turn. So you can see where the synergy works with this guy as well. We then play triple of each of the Dawnwalkers and Dustwalkers. So we've got triple Asketa, Dawnwalker. This one is basically you discard 1 card, special summon it from your hand in defense position. Then you special summon 1 Fire Ant Ancestor from the hand or deck. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck this turn except synchro monsters. Only use the effect once per turn. So the other is you bring this guy out, bring out your ant, go into a level 8 synchro, and then that straight away gives you a monster. But what this can actually be more useful for, if you've got another way of getting the Lion Walker out, is it's just a free 2 bodies on board that can be tributed straight away for an Earthbound Immortal. So you can literally just go, okay, I've got 2 on board, tribute them off, Kakapakapu, swing directly for 3k, or destroy an opponent's monster and whatever's going to do you the most damage, and then pass. So it does the job just as well. We then play triple Supe Dustwalker. This one again does the exact same effect. Discard a card, special summon it from the hand in defense position, and then special summon 1 Supe from your deck, and then go straight into an instant Synchro 6 if you wish to, or use the monsters on the field as tribute fodder. So then, that being said, we do play double Supe and double Fire Ant. Now, the Supe is literally just there. I don't want it in my hand. I want to be able to summon it from the deck with the Dustwalker. And then when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Oracle Sun from your deck. Now, it's going to be a little bit harder to bring this one out from the deck, or send this via a card effect. So that's why it's not that important to do it that way. And again, when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard except special summon that target, but its effects are negated, and also send it to the graveyard during the end phase of this next turn. End phase of this turn. So again, because they have to be destroyed by a particular card effect, unless you're going to play something like Diagram in the deck, they weren't massively useful in that sense. They are only there for me to tribute off to go into one of the big kind of Earthbound Immortals, or Synchro Summon to build my board that way. That being said, we do also play 2 Oracle of the Sun. Again, it's just another nice free summon for going second with this deck. Because it's basically Side Dragon. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from hand. When this card is on the field, it's destroyed and sent to the grave, you get to add a Fire Ancestor or Supe. But again, I don't really want to be adding them to the hand. I just want to be keeping them in deck and summoning them from deck. Now, to help the extension on the board, to get 2 monsters on the board, to tribute off to go into your big Earthbound Immortal monsters, let's remember, like, if you were to go with, at this moment in time, I need to check the wording, like I said, if you were to have 2 monsters on board, tribute them both off, go into Piscu, you then do damage with Piscu. Now onto the best field spell in the deck, and that is of course Mystic Mine. Sadly, you do have to play it, but considering you only need 1 card, you just go Kakapakapu, attack directly. Kakapakapu, attack directly. Undermine, they're not doing anything. So Mine's very, very good to allow you to build your presence, get to the boards, get to the combos you need, and finish the game off. And of course, 1 Terraforming to search either of those field spells that you need as well. Then we finish it off with the 1 Monster Reborn, the 1 Set Rotation, and the 1 Reasoning. Reasoning, of course, is very, very good in order that you've got so many different levels in your deck that you can, and none of them are restricted to not being able to be special summoned, you can get them to the board and plus massively off of that as well. So now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So that is it for the main deck. Quite straightforward and simple. It is built to go second. It is built to destroy your opponent a little bit more consistently. But now we're going to show you the extra deck. Okay, so for the extra deck, I've tried to give you a bit theme-based, but we'll go with it as we go. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, one of the best level 8s right now, or for synchros, and that can just really, really stun your opponent during time as well. It gives you a main phase play to nuke your opponent's board and do some burn damage as well. Not to mention, it is quite theme-based because, like I said, I've tried to keep this a little bit themed with, of course, the 5D's era. So we've got the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. We do have the Stardust Dragon. We also have the Ancient Pixie Dragon. And, of course, the Black Rose Dragon. Now, these were all, again, theme-based. Do not have to play these. The way this kind of works is you have to get Fire Ant and your Mothman on the board to make the Pixie Dragon and the Rose, whereas the others can be made via the Ancestors as well. Again, theme-based for these 2 particularly, but the others are still very, very good as well, and can kind of help you build your boards, play your board around, give you a bit of protection. But 9 out of 10, you just want to either sack them off as tribute fodder, or put them in the graveyard in order to get the special summon of the Lion Walker off as well. We've then got the 1 Cyclone Lord Omega, again just generic level 8 synchro plays. Charge Warrior, a few generic level 6 plays, alongside Coral Dragon. And then the odd time that you might get a level 5 play with Supe and Insect Mothman is your Chiambara that can again help you push in for game. Not to mention, no Earthbound Immortal deck is complete without Moon and Sun Dragon. Again, you don't really need to go into them. There's better 8s and 6s in the build. This again, it just keeps it theme based, but also allows you to play around with it. So if you've got more money or you want to take these out, you can go into like a Crystal Wing, or you can bump up like your Scarlight or any of your other level 8s as well. And then for the odd times when you need to clear off your zone, you do have a couple of cheap and easy link monsters in Underclock, Cerberus, Phoenix, Lanphalinkus, and Decode, just to unlock a couple of zones. These become less relevant come Master Rules, and you don't need to worry about them so much then. It just gives you another option to clear the board off, build out your extra monster zone. If you wanted to, you could put Super Poly in the main deck as well, and put some fusions in your extra deck because the space is there. You've just got to remember that if you use Dustwalker and Dawnwalker, you're not going to be able to access your extra deck apart from Synchro. So if you do use the effect of Super Poly, for example, you can't then use Dustwalker and Dawnwalker's effect that turn, because it actually says, it doesn't say for the rest of the turn, it says this turn. So you can't actually perform a special summon that isn't a Synchro at any point in the turn leading up to or after Dawnwalker and Dustwalker's effect as well. So that's something to definitely keep in mind going forward. But the idea is you do just want to get 2 monsters on the board. You want to be able to get your Line Walker on play, and then you want to be able to summon or search out your Kakapakapoo and pretty much go in for game from there. That is the aim of the deck, that is the build of the deck, and that is where you kind of want to end your board as well. It's very, very fun, very, very powerful, and very few people in nowadays can deal with an Earthbound Immortal being dropped on them. Another good field spell you can play in this is, I think it's Bound of the Creator. It's the one that allows you to special summon a level 10 monster for free from the hand. I've just gone with the Mystic Mind deck because it's a little bit more meta relevant and a little bit more generic. Anyway, hope this helps. I hope you found this useful for your brother as well, and gave him a couple of ideas to play around with. For now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, with this very busy month for Yu-Gi-Oh!, happy dueling.